Ayo, you see this post?
Welcome to today's installment, which I am tentatively titling, Who is Responsible for Shitty Behavior Analysis? You see, behavior analysis is filled with a bunch of people that like to really nitpick and understand what's going on. And this is really cool and useful because we can help people out. But the problem is, most people think they've got it right, but no one necessarily agrees. You might have little camps of where this is going on, but it's really fascinating to me that there's such a difference and divide amongst such a small subset of people that apparently share the same values.
Yo, hold up. Ayo, you see this post?
That is not the behavior analysis that I do. That's not my behavior analysis.
Oh no, Ayo, you see this
Can't do it. And bear with me here. I think it is a very interesting question because at the end of the day, we are all, as a community, responsible for the perception of our field. So where is it breaking down? And this is somewhat baked. It's not perfectly clear. It's more of a discussion. I want to start the discussion and see what you all had to say about the topic, so bear with me. First of all, who is responsible for the perception, the way that our field grows? Well, I've thought of 3 different ways that you can look at this. The first would be the Behavior Analysis Certification Board, the BCBA. They define both a global mission and a vision, which is protect consumers of behavior analysis services worldwide by systemically establishing, promoting, and disseminating professional standards. And then their global vision, solve a wider variety of socially significant problems by increasing the availability of qualified behavior analysts around the world. Super righteous. I actually have no problem with this. This is great. This is a perfect entity to have. Righteous vision, and it's very clearly stated that dissemination is a part of the mission and that there is some sort of responsibility of this entity in the perception of how our field grows and continues to grow. It's part of the reason that you see them putting out content such as the video last year and continuing to build their series with DataFinch. Number 2, professional organizations. We can take the mothership organization here of the Association of Behavior Analysis International, which I will be speaking at. It's going to be super fun. It's really hard to find a mission. Come on, ABI, where's your mission statement? Found it. To contribute to the well-being of society by developing, enhancing, and supporting the growth and vitality of the science of behavior analysis through research, education, and practice. So no mention specifically of dissemination there, but there's some components that I would say that they are definitely a leading entity that's helping pave the path as to where behavior analysis is going, what's being talked about, what's happening. And you can see this in their efforts of putting on the annual conference and all the affiliate chapters around the US and the world at large. Now, these are 2 entities I've identified. There's their parent organizations, their partners can be potentially tied to this, but I think the thing that is most interesting and what I wanted to really pitch to you all today is the individual practitioner. You see, our ethical code states that we are responsible for disseminating. I'm going to read you 6.02 from the current ethical standards. We have disseminating behavior analysis. Behavior analysts promote behavior analysis by making information about it available to the public through presentations, discussions, and other media. So this has me thinking is that there's a whole lot of hands in the pot as to who's responsible for making things happen. But my question is who's responsible for bad behavior analysis? And I think that it's really pressured and put on, not on one of these larger entities, but it's really pushed onto the individual practitioner. My hunch after traveling to some 12 or so countries over the last year exploring behavior analysis and what's going on in different areas is that the place where it's weakest, where it's falling apart, is at this individual level. And it's not necessarily that these people mean any harm, but as an example, I watched a licensed social worker talk about behavior analysis and explain it to a room of 60 people at a conference internationally that had absolutely no affiliation with BCBA, with ABI, anything like that. And it's not her fault. It's not his fault. It's not anybody's fault that would do such things like this. See, they're trying to do better, but the thing is the right people aren't there trying to perpetuate the field for what it actually is, and it causes a lot of big problems. And really, it's interesting and just fascinating to me because it's a diffusion of responsibility. That's all that's going on here. It's not clearly articulated who is responsible for the perception of our field, and that's why everybody doesn't like what they see. But at the end of the day, there is no unity in our field either. I'd love to know your thoughts.
What if we're living in a fantasy? Some world that I could only dream.
I almost forgot. Fun fact, J.R. Cantor in 1953 developed a system after warning us about this on how we can handle this called the logician of science. History has so many of our answers, and they predicted where we would be. I wish I could meet him. It's ridiculous that we struggle when we talked about these things over 65 years ago.
The flowers walk and trees can walk around.
If you like what you saw here, this channel is entirely donation-based to keep it going. Please consider checking out patreon.com/thedailyBA. The link is below.
Are we living in a fantasy? Are we living in a fantasy? I think
Thank you for your time. It's your daily